Computer science videos here today to show you guys in tutorial 4 of programming in CSS3 how to add CSS, external, internal, inline. Without further ado, let us start the video. So in this tutorial, you need to have access to a Mac computer, so we can now go all the way down to the dock, go to Launchpad, search for the application text edit, and then Command S to save. Navigate to the folder that contains all the CSS code, documents, my YouTube channel, CSS3 tutorials, and then create a new folder. Number 4, CSS how to. Create, and then change the file name to index.htm. Save, yes, use.htm. Go to the text edit file, increase the size of this. Before we get into the programming, we can explain what we are doing in terms of external CSS. So, with an external style sheet, you can change the look of an entire website by just changing one file. Each HTML page includes a reference to the external style sheet file inside the link element inside the head section. So now we can move on to an example. Go to the text edit file, increase the font size, bring in all the HTML tags, less than, exclamation mark, dot type in capitals. HTML. Go to a new line, bring in the HTML tag. This will define a HTML document. Bring in head, body, we can have title if required to. Head will define the information about the document. Body will define the document's body. And now we can go into the body and move in and type in the heading and paragraph. H1. This is a heading. Go to a new line, insert a paragraph. And then go into the head and type in, as part of the external CSS, which we still need to create, so we'll do that now. Command N for a new text edit file. Command S to save. mystyle.css. Save, and this is, yes, use.css, the CSS, the style sheet, the external style sheet to control your website. Increase the font size, body, curly brace, background color, colon, blue, semicolon, curly brace, new line, H1, curly brace, new line, indent, color, navy, semicolon, new line, indent, margin left, colon, 20 pixels, semicolon, new line, curly brace. And now if we save this and try run what we have on screen, we will only see this is a heading, this is a paragraph, as the external style sheet is not linked to the HTML file. Go all the way down to the doc, go to Finder, my YouTube channel in Documents, CSS3, CSS How To, open the index.html, right click, open with, Safari, yes. This is a heading. Command S to save. Go back to the web browser, right click, reload the page. That's what we have on screen. Why is that? That's because we haven't linked the CSS style sheet with the HTML. So we can go back to index.html. Within head, we now need to type in less than link rel equals speech marks style sheet. This is a style sheet. Type equals text slash CSS. href and then the file name of your CSS. mystyle.css. Greater than. Command S to save. Go back to the web browser, right click, reload the page. And this is what we have. A web page controlled by CSS. The CSS file linked with index.html to change the background color, the heading color navy blue, margin left, the background color blue. So we can move on to internal CSS. Minimize Safari for the moment. We can insert less than, exclamation mark, dash dash, dash dash again, greater than. That will cancel out the line we are no longer working with. Command S to save. Go back to the web browser, right click, reload the page. And what do we have? What don't we have is the CSS is no longer with index.html. That's because we are now working with internal CSS. If we go into head, insert the style tags, go within style and then type in, if we go back to the CSS file, highlight and copy all the code that we require, and then change anything that's necessary to change. Background color, change this to lining. H1 color, white, margin left 40. Command S to save. Go back to the web browser, right click, reload the page. And what do we have? A new website controlled by internal CSS. An internal style sheet may be used if one single HTML page has a unique style. The internal style is defined inside the style element, inside the head section. Did I say style tag before? What I meant was style element. Yes. And now we can move on to inline CSS. So if we remove the style element within HTML, we can move on to inline CSS. Command S to say, go back to the web browser, right click, reload the page. It has returned to its original. Go within body and type in H1 style equals speech marks, color blue. Semicolon, text align. Colon, center. Semicolon, speech marks greater than. This is a heading. Move on to the next line. Within paragraph, P style equals speech marks color red. Semicolon, greater than. This is a paragraph. Command S to save. Go back to the web browser, right click, reload the page, and what do we have? This is a heading. Text aligned to the center in blue. This is a paragraph. Color red. So we can quit Safari for the moment. Quit the mystyle.css. And quit the index.htm. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Thanks for now.